There are quite a number of bead and jewelry subscription boxes out there, but I have to tell you that this one I'm reviewing is one of my favorites so far. I hope you love it as much as I do. Hi there, Sandy here. Welcome to another Friday Findings video at KeepsakeCrafts.net. The folks at Bohem Style contacted me and asked if I would be interested in checking out one of their Bohemian DIY jewelry boxes. And of course, I said yes. And this is the way it came. I think it's lovely, packaged just like a gift, something special. Packaging matters, and even though you paid for it, it's nice when it comes and it just looks special. So we've got this pretty gold cord and a nice box. In the box, you get everything you need to make 2 unique jewelry pieces. And also you get a link to a YouTube video that is exclusive to those who purchase the boxes. And the video shows you how to put it together. So unlike the facet jewelry boxes where you get written directions, here you get access to videos. So let's take a look at what we got. Well, already I'm loving these colors. I like that this is a small package. It's not huge. It's just enough to hold the beads for the project, and it's just packaged nicely. What a sweet little box. You could put fudge in that for a Christmas gift for somebody. Or a piece of jewelry. Less fattening. So what I'm wondering, is there a picture showing you what you're actually going to end up making? Because I've got a lot of beads. Wow. Let's see. Oh, those are pretty. Oh, I just love this color scheme, although I have no idea what it is we're making. Oh, I'm guessing either a bracelet or a necklace, huh? Got a 4-strand tube clasp and some pearls and crimp covers and bead stringing wire and little star charms, teeny weeny bit of chain and some crimps. So yeah, it definitely looks like you get everything to make a project. Here are the contents of the second kit that came in the box. I had to go online to find out just what it is we were going to make. So that one I just opened with all the pretty lavender colors. I've got a picture up on the screen, is what they call the Christmas bracelet. Really pretty, lovely colors. I'll probably ditch the stars and make it for any day, not just Christmas. It would have been nice if there had been a picture in the box of what it was we were going to make, because it kind of dampened the excitement to have to put everything down and go look, rather than seeing, ooh, we're going to make this. Now this gorgeous assortment of beads is going to make the bubble necklace. And I just really love the design of both of these projects. Really nice combinations of beads. Lots of nice finishing details, including crimp covers, split rings, and just a nice jewelry design. Comparing it to other boxes where you get kits, so far, I think it's the nicest I've seen. The other ones, the designs were okay, but not great, but I really like this. As I mentioned before, when you open the box, you get a note with a link to the video tutorial. Actually, each jewelry piece has its own video tutorial. They're both about 20 minutes long, and they link to each other. So once you find one, you can find the other. When you go there, you'll notice that there is no speaking. It's all music in the background, but make sure and turn on closed captions in your language, and it's all captioned with the directions. So I actually have watched the videos, and the instruction is very good, with I think like one exception. My observations on this, well, number one, it would be really nice to have a supply list included in the box, or product names and color numbers written on here, sizes, because it could get a little confusing. On the video, it's printed, use 30303 in this spot and use this number in that spot. And I suppose that does avoid confusion, but it would have been nice to know that these are, I don't even know what kind of beads they are. it doesn't say anywhere. I would have liked to have known that because I really like what they did with these, and maybe I want to recreate it and buy some more of these, or maybe I love this color. Nowhere could I find that information, so that would have been nice. My other issue was with the bracelet project and the video. Now, I have to admit, I watched it on double speed with captions because 20 minutes was too long for me. And I could follow it just fine. But there were some, I wouldn't say complex, but the patterns for some of the strands of the bracelet, you can see here, aren't simple. And a lot of these beads look very close. Like you've got all these different pearls. And they've got numbers, and so they tell you the numbers, but it would be very easy to get confused. And it would have been nice to have something printed or just something that said, you know, do this, then that, then this, then that, then this, then that. I think that would have been helpful. But I'll tell you more when I come back after I've made these projects. So I'm back after having finished my projects, and I have to say I'm really pleased with both of these. I love them both, and I've already worn this, and I'm looking forward to finishing this video and putting this one on to wear. So after having received the box and made the projects, I have a few pros and cons to the Bohem Style boxes to share with you. So let me show you these. This one is the bubble necklace. It has these beads, which I have to look up and find out what they're called. But I love the way they nest together. And I love that although both strands are similar, they used slightly different bead combinations on each. And it just really lends a richness to the whole piece. We have check fire polish beads on the sides. Those are really nice. Some nice details, like using these little 4mm round beads before condensing down to a single strand, makes the transition much more smooth. Also, on both ends, you can see that you actually have two crimps. They're hidden under these, which are both crimp covers, and I think that's a fantastic idea. Split rings instead of jump rings gives you more security, and they also give you a little head pin. I had one extra check fire polish, so I put two on my dangle instead of just one. They give you a little bit of extender chain. Let's see if I can tell. Mine's pretty close. Oh, here it is. They give you about this much, a couple inches of extender chain, but I wanted my necklace to be a little bit longer, and so I added some of my own. And I was really pleased with this necklace. Here's a picture of me wearing it. I thought it looked great and that it would go with so many different things. Just beautiful, rich colors, would look good in the fall and the spring, kind of anytime really. And here's the bracelet. I love these colors. I'm a big fan of purple, as you know. Now, I'm not a fan, however, of stars. They call this the Christmas bracelet, and it had these little star charms included to put on it. Actually, that's the wrong side. They're all flipped to the wrong side. Let's see. There you go. There's the right side. They're pretty little star charms with some nice details. But I don't know, for some reason, stars as a motif just don't do much for me. So I got some of my own charms. I've got a flower and a couple butterflies, and I'm much happier with it this way. I love this combination, these beautiful silver check fire polish and faceted beads and the pearls and the magenta. One thing I will say was in both videos, they made a point of showing you a bag of extra beads. They said you always get extra beads with every project. Well, I got one extra check fire polish in this, and this was all I got of extras for this bracelet, were a few of the check fire polish. And they showed like some of the pearls and some of the faceted beads or a few extras of these in the bag. So I didn't get any, I don't think I got any purposeful extras. Certainly none in a separate bag. As I mentioned before, I pre-watched the videos on double speed just to get an idea of what they were like, what the instruction was like. And as I suspected, this one was a little tricky to keep track of, while you were doing the strands with different things going on. They had everything laid out neatly, but one of my main cons about this arrangement of the boxes is that all of the products are identified by a product code only. I would have found it really helpful to have it say the 4mm metallic fuchsia check fire polish beads. Maybe that's more of a mouthful than the numbers, but just to know the fuchsia check fire polish and the 10mm, the 8mm, the 6. It would have been, I think, more helpful to have had them identified, not just for doing the project, but also because I want to buy more of these. This is a gorgeous color. I just love it, and I'd like to buy more. And the same with these. I'd like to know what they were. I already know these are check fire polish because I'm familiar with them, but if I wasn't, I would have no idea. So that is one of my main complaints. Also, that the directions are only available on video. Now, video is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I make videos. But I think with a kit where you have everything together coming to you, it would have been nice to have had even just a basic overview written down on a piece of paper. And it would have been lovely to have had these beading patterns written down. I was almost able to keep up with her as she was beading on screen with these strands with the patterns. And if I'd wanted to, you can actually slow down YouTube videos. You just click on the little settings gear and you can click speed and you can actually slow it down. So you could lay out all your beads just like they were on the screen and follow along. My first complaint, only product numbers identify the components. The second complaint, only video. That was one thing I found I liked about the facet jewelry boxes, was that they have it, it's all just written out in a little booklet, so you don't even have to be online. I mean, sometimes we're just not online. My third complaint was that there was no mention of making this bracelet fit. Now this is fine for me. It's a little big. I just made it exactly as it came. I did check and make sure it wasn't going to be too small before proceeding. And it's a little big. Granted, this kind of clasp requires that you make it maybe a tiny bit big because, well, the longer the clasp, the more extra space you need to get this over like this and fasten it. So this is, yeah, I could probably have made this an inch smaller. In fact, I'll show you on my little measuring tool. Maybe not even an inch. And they don't mention that at all. It's just string this pattern and put it together. There's no mention in the box. Even that would have been helpful to say this bracelet makes such and such size, you know, these directions make such and such size of bracelet. Adjust your strand lengths accordingly. So this is my little measuring tool. I'll have a link to where you can download this from my blog. And what this shows me is it will fit a 7.5 inch wrist just right. And this is the best way, by the way, to get an accurate, actually it's a little longer than that. Yeah, it kind of falls down below. So going on 7 3/4. I'm wearing a 6 3/4 to 7 inch bracelet these days, so it's definitely a little bit big for me. But I'll still wear it. It's not so huge. But it would have been nice if they had just said it fits this size, you know, in order to, if you want to adjust, remove or add beads. But I love it. I'll wear it, definitely. I'm not redoing all those crimps to make it shorter. I think this is really pretty. So those are my 3 cons for this project. The things I love is that you get absolutely gorgeous beads and plenty of them. These projects use a lot of beads. I love the curation of the projects. They're just really nicely, classily made. Classily, is that a word? You know what I mean. They have some class. They're just, I just love them. I can't say enough about just the quality and the feel. There's a lot of substance and weight to this necklace, and it just, and it shows. It looks like a nicely made piece of jewelry. Whereas in some of the other kits that I've tried, the end result looked kind of amateurish, and I don't think these do. So a few things about the Bohem Style boxes. Your first box is $24.99, and then it's $29.99 thereafter, and it's $5 shipping worldwide. You always get the materials for 2 projects and exclusive links to videos on YouTube for how to complete your projects. Oh, that was another complaint I had. I mentioned it at the beginning. There were no photos in the kit showing what you were going to make, and that was a little disappointing to have to go search online and kind of dig around and find those. So they really should include those. This is a little bit more than other jewelry kits that I've seen, but I think it's absolutely worth it. I was sent this kit for free in return for my honest review, and if I had to spend my own money, this is the one I would buy. If I was going to give this as a gift, this is the one I would buy over any others that I've seen. It's just a nice, classy presentation. It's something I would be proud of to give to a friend as a gift, and I really enjoyed getting it for myself. So here's yet another subscription service to consider. Oh boy, how many are we getting these days? I just kind of love them. And this was a lot of fun, a really enjoyable way to spend a couple evenings. And I have something really nice as a result. So thanks so much for watching. If you want links and more details, be sure to go to my blog post, which is linked in the upper right of the video, down in the description box. Happy creating. Bye-bye.